What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank09 here today to chat with you more about some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But before I get any further in this video, 97% of you guys watching the video right now are not subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you click that subscribe button to be kept up to date on everything to do with Black Ops Cold War, Warzone Season 6 and more. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Once again, we're talking about the Black Ops Cold War Alpha, and I want to touch upon one of the main sort of talking points here as a result of the alpha, and it's not skill-based matchmaking, it's the maps. Now, a lot of people are arguing about the maps. A lot of people are saying the maps here in the alpha are garbage, this map's crap, Modern Warfare's maps are better, this, that, and whatever people are saying. I want to talk about my opinions on the maps overall, and I also want to talk about how we can't really compare these maps to Modern Warfare's maps, and I'll get more into that in just a moment here. So Black Ops Cold War's alpha had 3 maps. You had Satellite, Miami, and Moscow. All 3 maps very different to each other. Satellite's very open, Miami's very much more sort of condensed with a lot more buildings, and Moscow's a little less condensed, but still is mainly surrounded by one big building in the middle with other things going on around it. I guess the thing with the maps that I don't think a lot of people sort of understand is that, do you not remember the Modern Warfare 2019 maps? Does no one remember the doors? Does no one remember the safe spaces? And I think that people have such recency bias to where they can't remember how bad things were in Modern Warfare 2019 before Shoot House came out. Does no one remember Piccadilly? And that's all I'm going to say. Does no one remember Piccadilly? Because I see a lot of people saying Modern Warfare maps, 2019 maps were better. Modern Warfare 2019, this, that, and the other was better. But keep in mind, and if you look at Modern Warfare 2019, most of the good maps that we have in that game were remasters of old maps that we've already gotten. Besides, say, like Shoot House, for example. Shipment. Whatever you think about Shipment, everyone loves Shipment because it's just stupid, crazy fun. Shipment, you have the remake of Hard Hat, you have the remake of Scrapyard. Like, all those maps that we've gotten are just remakes. Besides Shoot House, all the other Modern Warfare 2019 maps are garbage. Look at all the philosophies to do with safe space. Look at all the doors. Look at all the windows and the way that those maps are structured in order to promote slow, campy gameplay. You can't say the same about a map like Satellite, for example. And I know that a lot of people are bagging on Satellite, and I know that a lot of people are frustrated at how open it is and all the head glitching spots and that sort of stuff. And I completely understand because I share those same criticisms with the map as well. But when you compare a map like Satellite compared to a map like Piccadilly, I know that I personally would play a map like Satellite any day of the week. Satellite to me is a lot more fun than a majority of the Modern Warfare 2019 maps. If we strip away all of the DLC maps and we strip away all of the remastered maps that we got in from Modern Warfare 2019 and you look purely on base maps, the Black Ops Cold War Alpha base maps shit on the Modern Warfare 2019 base maps, and we've only gotten 3 maps from the Black Ops Cold War Alpha. And I think that puts a lot of things into perspective here when we look at sort of criticizing the Black Ops Cold War maps that we got here in the Alpha. Compare those maps to the Modern Warfare 2019 maps, and you get put into the perspective of, wow, those maps are a lot better than what we got in Modern Warfare 2019. And they are not perfect maps by any means of the imagination. I don't think that Miami and Satellite are great maps even. I think they're decent maps. I don't share the same criticism that other people have that Miami's a god-awful map. I think they're just decent maps. They're not fantastic, they're not great, but they're better than Modern Warfare 2019 maps. And I think that's one thing we need to realize. And I think that's one thing that sort of puts things into perspective. When people are complaining about the maps and people are arguing that Modern Warfare 2019 maps are better, you may only think that Modern Warfare 2019 maps are better because the majority of those maps are remakes of old maps. Old, great maps. I don't think that Modern Warfare 2019 has really sort of remastered an awful map. Like, you can maybe argue that Shipment's not fantastic because of the safe spaces, and you can maybe argue that a couple of the remastered maps have been ruined by safe spaces, and that's another thing to consider as well. Modern Warfare 2019's maps were built on the philosophy of safe spaces, creating things in the map that hide people and protect people and protect new players as well. Black Ops Cold War's maps are not built upon that same philosophy, and Satellite is a clear example of that philosophy not being a part of the game here this year. Satellite is so open. Satellite does not have any safe spaces for you to hide in. You could argue that those little tunnels and that sort of stuff are, but for the majority of Satellite, there is such an open map to where safe space is just not even an option here in Black Ops Cold War. The maps that we get in the beta and the maps that we get in the final release could be different, but from the 3 maps that we've gotten, safe space is clearly not a thing, and I think that's so important to sort of understand and realize. Safe space is not going to be here in Black Ops Cold War, and I could be very wrong. The maps that we get in the final release of the game could have safe spaces in them, but from what we know and from the maps we've played, safe space is just not a thing here in Black Ops Cold War. And to compare maps with safe space, comparing it to maps without safe space, and you look at it as Call of Duty, you can't say that Modern Warfare 2019 maps are better. Because Modern Warfare 2019 maps were built on that safe space philosophy, and Call of Duty is not a game that was built upon safe space. Modern Warfare 2019 changed the game. Modern Warfare 2019 changed the way that players play the game, and the maps that players expect from the game. And Call of Duty is not Modern Warfare 2019. It has a lot of elements of Call of Duty, but the core fundamentals of gameplay from Modern Warfare 2019 is not Call of Duty. I think that Black Ops Cold War overall does a better job of delivering us a Call of Duty experience. Not only in terms of guns, not only in terms of gameplay, in terms of maps as well. So for everyone criticizing Black Ops Cold War's maps, yes, they're not the best. Satellite is not the best. Miami is not the best. Moscow, while better than the other 2, is still not the best. It's the best out of the 3, but it's not the best map we've ever seen in Call of Duty history. I just can't wait to see what Treyarch brings and Raven Software brings to the table in terms of the other multiplayer maps that they're going to give us. Are they going to give us more traditional 3-lane maps? Are they going to give us more Miamis? Are they going to give us more Satellites? We're going to have to wait and see what they do here. But for the maps to be one of Black Ops Cold War's worst features to some people and worst elements to some people really sort of doesn't make sense to me. And this might be a hot take. A lot of people in the comments might disagree with me. I know for a lot of my subscribers, Modern Warfare 2019 was the first Call of Duty game that they've played. So for that to be the first Call of Duty game you've played, it's understandable when you're comparing those maps to the Black Ops Cold War maps because you've never experienced anything else. For the hardcore Call of Duty fans and for the older Call of Duty fans who have experienced those older style maps and were disappointed by the way that the Modern Warfare 2019 maps played out, we can see that the Black Ops Cold War maps overall are an improvement on the Modern Warfare 2019 maps. While not being a massive upgrade and while not being to the standard that we're used to, they are a definite improvement and a step in the right direction to where we hopefully are going for the final release of the game. Black Ops Cold War's maps are not the worst feature of the game. The worst feature is skill-based matchmaking, but a lot of people are making out to believe that the maps are the worst part of Black Ops Cold War, and again, I've said it in all of my videos in regards to the alpha. It's an alpha. Treyarch and Raven Software have time to go away and change the way the maps play, add elements into, say, Satellite to make it not so head glitchy, or lower down the sand dunes to make it not as head glitchy, and that opens up the map even more. And then again, promoting that skill-based matchmaking, safe spaces are not an element or a design philosophy for these maps, which is so important, and I can't stress that enough. But there's changes to be made, and changes will be made. That's the point of the alpha. The point of the alpha was for us to go in there, experience it, give some constructive criticism to Treyarch so that they can go away and improve the game. And that's exactly what we should be doing, and I don't think that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are just complaining, and not a lot of people are giving constructive feedback as to how the game can be improved, which was the whole entire point of the alpha to begin with. So don't complain about the Black Ops Cold War maps. They are not Black Ops Cold War's worst feature. They're not even Black Ops Cold War's worst element. Yes, Miami and Satellite are not the best maps. Moscow is decent. It all comes down to us sort of just giving that criticism, giving that feedback to Treyarch and Raven Software. They can go away, they can fix elements in the maps that we don't necessarily enjoy, so that when we get the beta, when we get the final game, we can have maps that we can actually have fun in. And I think that's the main thing. The maps, you don't have fun in the maps in Modern Warfare 2019. I have fun on these maps. And while Satellite's not the best, and while Miami's not the best, I still had fun playing them. And that's not something I could say about the Modern Warfare 2019 maps. But that's all I have for you guys today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below. Do you agree with my opinion? Do you disagree? I'd love to have a chat with you in the comment section down below. So leave it all down there. Click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video. We are very, very close to 700 subscribers, and we're even closer to 1,000 subscribers. So if you don't mind, any help would be very greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.
I've settled down. Took a while, but I'm settled now. Be around, you know I can't allow. Think of you when you're not around. Now I'm thinking about the checks now. You're the reason why I flex now. You're the reason why I get it now. You're the reason you're my ex now. You're the reason why You're the reason I'm the best now. You're the reason for my bank account. Lot of money, got a big